This is ridiculous. It's just as great as I expected it to be. And it handles fantastically as well. Whoa. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to episode 100 of Gran Turismo 2. I cannot believe that we've got this far into this series. Thank you to everybody that has been supporting this series, by the way. I really do appreciate every single one of you. I know I sound bunged up and awful, I'm really sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it at this point. If you've been watching any of the streams that have happened in the last week or so, you'll have seen that it's just something that's lingering. I don't know why. I'm not that ill, I'm not coughing anything up, I've not got COVID, it's just, for some reason, there's something here. Anyway, for episode 100, I wanted to do something a little bit fun. Look through our garage, just recap how we've got to this point where we are now, and then we're going to complete this list. The last time I updated it, I think, was episode 92, and I've had a look at what cars we could potentially get today, and what cars we might not be able to get this time, but we are going to get very close to completing that list today, I'm going to tell you that. So where it all started was the Mazda RX-7 GTX. This thing screams its bag off. It looks amazing as well. I just love this car, and I'll never sell it because it was the first one that we got on Gran Turismo 2. The next thing was this, the Mazda Miata S Special MX-5. Now this is 296 horsepower. It's got a lot of mods on it as well, and it was very, very quick, although I think I nearly tore my hair out during this video with that one, to be honest with you. We've got an Acura Integra Type R. We've got a Tom's T111. Now, this is an interesting car, actually, because today we're going to try and get something similar to this. So this is based on the Toyota Corolla 11 from the mid-90s, and I actually had one of these. I had a BZG, I believe it was, the AE 111. Weird little car. I think it was 1.6 litre, 160 horsepower. One of only 3 or 4 cars in the world at the time to have more than 100 horsepower per litre. And it had individual throttle bodies from factory, and it was amazing. I really do love that car. I don't know if I still got the video of us revving it with a whistly chain or belt on it, and yeah, listen to this. And if that video doesn't exist, hello again. Mugen Accord SIRT, we've got the Silati thing, which is like a Silvia M180SX. Nismo 270R. Now, I, for some reason, thought this was called the 420R or something, because we gave it a lot of power at one point. Nowhere near 420, though, clearly. So I don't know what I was on about. But that was an absolute wagon, that was. That really did win us a lot of money. That was a very useful car. Accord Type R. You've got to. Chaser TRD as well, the Lonk Boy, the ZZ3. Oh, goodness me, how this caused me many, many hours of pain. But look at its little face. It's got such a happy bum. Yeah, still, it was an oversteer machine, wasn't it? The TRD 2000 GT, I think this is one of the best looking cars we've got, you know. I don't know why my head suddenly had a massive twitch there. That is an awesome looking car. A really awesome looking car. And I might take that out for a little bit of a trundle at some point again soon, because I do miss driving that thing. The Mazda RX-7 GTC, that was very, very potent indeed. I think that was nearly 500 horsepower in the end, wasn't it? 480 horsepower, yeah, so it was very, very quick. A bit of a weird rear end on it, but still, I didn't mind that. That was very, very fast. Our first race car, the Ford GT40. I was very, very pleased when we got that. And then we bought an Impreza. I think this was to do some of the four-wheel drive events. I don't know if we won that one, actually, or whether... No, I'm pretty sure I bought that one. And then we won the following car, which is the Legacy Wagon GTB. Look at the state of this thing. Fantastic. The Nismo 400R, hairline receding. We did an endurance race in that thing, and it did very, very well. The Mines R32.5 Skyline. I love this car. Ridiculous amount of power. Absolutely ridiculous. The acceleration off the line in any race you put it in is just balmy. And yeah, I want to keep that for, well, I say that like I'm going to get rid of any of these. I think we're keeping them all for the long run anyway. Impreza Wagon, that's another absolute belter. The Concept Car LM edition. Weird machine, but it's actually very, very quick. And once you get used to how it handles, it's great. The Suzuki Auto Works Limited. Another car that we absolutely fell in love with. Look at that. 96 horsepower, but it went like stink. Four-wheel drive, and the best styling you'll see. Then we have the Mugen CRX2. We didn't do too much with that, to be fair. Our Plum Crazy Charger, the Cobra 427. This was very, very quick. This was really, really quick, this thing. 423 horsepower, and it handled really well, actually. It was just very oversteery on the throttle, so you had to just get used to that. The Phaeton. I don't want to look at it. The Elan S4 Sprint. That was a real belter as well. One of the... Our Elaine. But she ended up blue. It's a shame, really, because she was red and she looked great at first. We've got the XYR, which is basically a Toyota Celica. The Stagea 260 RS, the Nismo Stagea as well. That was really cool. Torino GT Apex. I love this car. I really do love it, but it's just, it was painfully understeery and all weird, and I don't know. It did my head in eventually when I raced it enough. Following on from that, we've got a trio of Mugans, the Ferio, the Civic, and then the Integra. The Ferio is basically the long Civic. And then we started getting into our race cars, because this is when we were doing the manufacturer challenges, and I was really tearing my hair out then. Tuscan Speed 6 race car, very ugly, don't want to look at it. The Dyson Sylvia, really good looking car. Mugen NSX GT, we've got the 155, which is our touring car, I believe. Yes, it is, yeah. This is basically our touring car that we racing modified. Really cool looking bit of kit. Only 194 horsepower, though. Vectra GSI race car. This is where the British Touring Car Championship machines started coming in. There it is. Look at that. Yeah, big fan. Big fan of that. TVR Griffith. Mental machine. It's 504 horsepower. It goes like stink. It oversteers like mad. And I think we did an endurance race in that as well, didn't we? Didn't we do the Grand Valley event in that? I think we did. Castrol Supra. Gorgeous. The Sexcel Skyline. What a great machine that is. The Spoon Integra. The Mines Evo. Oh, God. Talk about cars that we've got bad memories with. This thing really tried its hardest on the off-road courses and so on, didn't it? My head's gone west thinking about that. Oh, God. Then we have the Mines R34 Skyline, which again was stupid quick. But if you're talking stupid quick, you can't go much further than the TVR Speed 12. 807 horsepower, and it didn't want to put any single one of those horsepowers down at all, but it still got the job done for us. I think we won the World Championship in that, or the World Tour or whatever. ZZ2, love it, again, bonkers. Laguna V6, this is again when we come to our touring cars, because we've got basically the Nissan Primera, the Mondeo, then we've got the 406. The Impreza rally car, really pleased to win that actually, but it didn't do us a lot of good. Actually, no, we didn't win that, did we? We spent $500,000 on that. And it didn't do us any good in beating that bloody Tigra ice racer. Surumo Supra, probably my favourite car to drive, the Calsonic GTR. Then we've got the Takata NSX, the Escudo Pikes Peak, because what garage on Gran Turismo is complete without the Suzuki Escudo? 981 horsepower, fantastic looking wheels on it, 500 grand's worth even now. Love it. It's an absolute classic. Fiat 500 Sporting. We've then got the Delta Integrale Evolution, which is a really good looking car. The DB7 Coupe, the Golf Mark IV in green. These are all racing modified because obviously we use them all throughout the manufacturer challenges. So we've got the Beetle, the Mini Cooper, the MGF, the Tigra. Actually, I want to look at the Beetle because the Beetle racing modification, I think, if it's the right one, looks ace. It looks alright, but it doesn't look as good as like a Beetle RSI. I like the white wheels on it though. We've got the Tigra, we've got the Elise, the Viper, which I'm so sad that we actually racing modified. I think I might go back and buy another Viper and just keep it standard on the outside anyway and put all the power in it. The Dodge Neon, the Ford KA, our Corvette, Celica GT4, Starlet Glanzer. I forgot about this thing and we didn't racing modify it either, so it still looks just as cool as when it came out of the factory. Oh, look at that. I love a Glanzer. I really wish I had one at one point, but they're very expensive to keep as cars over here. MRS S Edition. Didn't really shake my boat too much, or rock the boat, I should say. Altezza RS200, Vitz, Yaris, Mirage Asti RX, another Lancer Evo 6. Actually, I just thought, was this the one we had in white? Yeah, it was, yeah. I think we bought that for a manufacturer challenge of some sort and then never really used it too much. 443 horsepower as well, very pokey. Another Impreza rally car. Wait, did we win this for doing an endurance race? Yeah, we won that for an endurance race, didn't we? The Midget, the Mira, the Storia, ZZS Coupe, MX-5, another S Special. I think that was the one we bought so we didn't have to race and modify our original one because that had done us so well. Demio, another Viper. I think that's the later Viper, is it not? Oh no, this is the GT1 car, isn't it? Yes, the white and green machine. That's a very potent car as well, 690 horsepower that. Mazda AZ1, we're not going to look at that. The Alto Works, another one that we bought so we didn't have to racing modify our original. Cappuccino, had a nightmare looking for that. Sylvia K's, Pulsar GTIR, the GT90, scares the living daylights out of me. Another Skyline GTR V-Spec R34, I think we made that just as fast as possible, didn't we? And then racing modified it and it looked a bit weird. Yeah, didn't really like that, but that again was for the sake of manufacturer challenges. We've got a Honda March, Nissan March. God, where did that come from? Honda Beat, lovely little thing. And we've got then the Civic Type R, Civic 3-door, a Civic Type R again, which I think is the one that we won. No, we racing modified the first one and we shouldn't have done because then we then had to do a Civic race at the end. So I didn't racing modify it. Acura NSX Type S0, Took me ages to find an NSX, then I realised they were all at Acura. The Racing S2000, the Racing SVX S4, which is this weird Subaru thingy, isn't it? The Halcyon or whatever it's called. A great looking car, but not a great looking car in that livery. It's all a bit weird. Fiat Seicento Sporting, as we went to carry on completing the list. The Accord SIRT, which we then racing modified to look like the car from the British Touring Car Championship. That meant we've got all the British Touring Car Championship cars in the game now, although it's not the right Accord shape for what run that livery, unfortunately. And that brings us up to our latest car, which is the Honda Spoon S2000, which we got for completing the license tests a couple of episodes ago. Now, there are other cars for getting the license tests complete, but it means by winning or completing those license tests, you unlock the ability to buy the car, I'm pretty sure. There's a few that we'll go through with that. But that's our garage up to this point. It's a very, very full one, and it's a great one. We've got some fantastic bits of kit in there. A bit of everything. We've got tiny little Japanese cars with less than 100 horsepower, and then we've got over 1,000 horsepower hill climb cars. It's great. But the other part of this episode that I've already mentioned that we're going to go through is completing this list. There's still a few cars that stand out on this, and we're going to go through them bit by bit to do what we can. I've done my research. I've got a little notepad here with some bits on it so that we can figure out how to get them. There's one that we cannot get straight away, which I'm a bit sad about, but it's just because simply we can't afford it. It's 2 million credits, and as we head over to West City, I'm sure you know what it is, down to Renault, and in their special category, they have this, the Renault Espace F1. This is basically just a Renault Espace shell. Underneath it is a Formula 1 car with a Formula 1 engine in it. I've seen this thing at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and it is beyond bonkers. I think I mentioned it earlier in the playthrough as well, very early on. And yeah, I really want to own that, but we're going to do some grinding to get to that point. Another car that we're going to be winning, or not going to be winning today, I'm afraid, is the IS200 LM edition. You have to win the Rome 2 hours race to do that. So we're going to do that a little bit further down the line. Now, apparently, you can get an Impreza 22B in the used car dealership over at Subaru. I doubt that, but I don't think the internet lies. I don't think we'll find one near the top of the list anyway, because it'll be a lot of money if it is down there. No. So I think this is one of those where it refreshes every 10 days, so we'll have to just try and keep our eye on that going forward, unfortunately. So 3 cars down, and we've not bought anything yet. I know what we're going to get. I know what we're going to get. It was recently added to the list when we discovered that it was in the game and that it exists. We're going to... What's a Mitsubishi Dangan? Or Minica Dangan ZZ? I usually like cars like that, but that looked clapped. There it is. The Mitsubishi Pajero Mini VR2. Look at that. Fairy white symphonic silver. Bought. Absolutely bought. No. Is that why we weren't getting our prize cars? How odd is that that's happened now? That's genuinely the first I knew about that. I did not know you could fill your garage on Gran Turismo 2. Looks like we're selling some cars, everybody. Jesus, I did not know that. So that's why we wouldn't have been getting our prize cars then. Oh man, that sucks. Right, well, stuff we need to get rid of that we're never going to use ever again then. The SVX S4, that's going to go. I'm not using that. We can't be precious over these. I'm too much of a hoarder in real life to... Yeah, this could cause a problem. Do we get rid of our Racing S2000? Yes. Yes, we do. We absolutely do. Look at it. I don't really want to get rid of the NSX because it took us a long time to... No, it didn't take us a long time to find it. Stuff it. It's 24 grand. This might actually give us enough money to buy the Espace. Civic Type R, I think I want to keep that because it looks really cool, but I don't like the racing version of it. Yeah, that's ugly as all sin, so goodbye. Civic 3-door SI, that was our EG, wasn't it? But again, we had to racing modify. Oh, it's the Jack Civic, I forgot about that. Keep that. Honda Beat. Yeah, we're going to keep that. We're going to keep the Honda Beat because it's just adorable. I love it. The Nissan March G, I think that looks fantastic, but it's 3.5 grand's worth. May as well get rid. Skyline R34, yes, we're going to get rid of you. We spent way too much money on you, and oh, it's worth 14 grand. Yes, we'll get rid of that. GT90. No, it's ridiculously quick. I can't get rid of that. I know it's a lot of money's worth of car, but we're not going to get rid of that. Going to get rid of our Pulsar GTIR. Again, a car we spent way too much money on for 1,900 quid out of it. That's the painful bit about Gran Turismo games. They give you nothing in terms of how much money you spent. Look at that Silvia. 2 grand. 2 grand! And we spent at least 80 on the racing modification for that. Keeping that. I'm not sure if we'll keep the Alto Works, or was it the one in the cool white and blue livery? Yes, it was. We're keeping that. Mazda AZ1. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Viper GTSR. Viper's one of my favourite cars of all time, but I don't think we're going to use that one. And we can always win it back. $250,000. Let's get rid. There's only a few race cars that I'll ever use again, really, to be honest with you. There's only one or two of the sort of GT500 cars that really stand out enough to me to keep hold of and to use again and again. The Calsonic Skyline, the Zexel Skyline, maybe the Castrol Supra, the original one, the 96 one, not the secondary one. Get rid of the MX-5 because it's ugly. Well, this has turned into a bit of an odd episode, hasn't it? I was hoping it'd be a bit of fun as we buy loads of cool stuff, but it's actually been like we're moving house and we're clearing everything out of the skip. I enjoyed the Storia XR4 quite a lot. XR4? The X4 quite a lot, actually. That was a good car. It's like revisiting old memories, isn't it, going back through these? Bye-bye, Storia. The Mira. Did this look good with the racing mods? Yes, it did. Yes, it did, and yes, it is going to stay. I hated this thing. 1,400 quid. Well, someone's been ripped off there. Impreza rally car. We know we've got two of these, so we can sell one of them. That's good. That's 125 grand. Thank you. Lancer Evo 6 GSR. I think we spent a lot of money on this, didn't we? And turned it into quite the rocket. We're going to get rid of it anyway. We're going to get rid of it anyway. We've got the Mines one, which is a lot quicker than that. The Mirage Asti RX. I remember this being quite cool, actually. Quite like livery on it, but 170 horsepower. Good God. No. Toyota Yaris, which was racing modified. We'll get rid of that as well because it's just a poor attempt at looking like a Denso Sard Supra. Altezza RS200. I actually enjoyed this car quite a lot. The racing modification does look quite cool as well, but again, it's just not something that we're going to get any use out of. I think I need to be realistic here and think, what are we going to get use out of? The MRS as well can go. A lot of these were only bought for manufacturer challenges, you know, they weren't bought because I wanted them. We'll get rid of the Glanzer. I know I was saying how much I love it before, but again, just in this situation, I'm not going to drive it. I'm not going to drive it at all. Celica's quite cool. It's almost iconic, isn't it? I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that Celica. I like it a lot. Corvette. I don't even remember mentioning its name through the list. I hate that livery. I remember that from years ago. I hate that livery so much. RKA. I think it looked aced, didn't it? I'm going to keep it. I love it. It looks so good. The Dodge Neon actually looked quite cool, but I just didn't like the livery. It was just a bit... It reminds me of the sort of cars that you saw in... was it Toca Race Driver had like a neon championship or something? The Viper. It's been racing modified. Yeah, I've got good taste. Look at them wheels. Oh, yeah, keeping that. The Elise 190 track day specialist machine. Ridiculous car. Still... something we're going to get rid of, I'm afraid. 14 grand's actually quite a lot to get for that. Tigra. Hate the word Tigra after the ice racer. It looks great, that, but still, it's not something that's going to be sticking around for 6 grand. How much money have we got now? 2.2 million quid. MGF, another car that caused us quite a bit of pain. It was neon orange to begin with, and it's now going to be out of sight, out of mind. The Mini Cooper 1.3i, we racing modified it and it looked alright, but again, it's just not something I want. This takes a while. I'll tell you what, actually, I'm going to turn the frame limiter off. I'm going to do this the quick way. So, Golf Mark 4, don't want it. DB7 Coupe, love it. I do love a DB7, we're going to keep it. Delta Integrale, you're going to hate me, but I'm going to sell it. Fiat 500 Sporting, again, I love it, but I'm going to get rid of it because it's not worth it. Escudo Pikes Peak, got to keep that. Takata NSX is a car that I want to keep because that is gorgeous. Look at the state of it. Keeping that. We're not going to keep the Surumo Supra because I think I've won that like 3 or 4 times now. It did us a good job in the GT500s, but it's $250,000 that we could do with. BP Terreno, I'm not going to use GT300 cars really, other than the Dyson Silvia. Impreza Rally car, yeah, it's cool, but we've already sold one of them. I don't really want the second one that much. Do we have a proper rally car? Yes, we've got the Pikes Peak car, haven't we, aside from that? 406, Mondeo, Infinity, they're all our touring cars. ZZ2, yeah, got to keep that. Speed 12, got to keep that. Keeping the R34 Skyline as well, because again, it's just mental. Keeping the Evo. Don't want the Spoon Integra. Keeping that. Is that the 96 car? Yes, it is. It says in the name. Chaz, just read it. Vectra touring car. I don't like the 155. Goodbye. Mugen NSX GT again. Goodbye. We've got a better one. We've got the Dyson Silvia, Tuscan Speed 6, ugliest race car we've got, and it's 125 grand, so thank you very much. Mugen Integra, do not want. Mugen Civic, do not want. Mugen Ferio. Yes. Trano, GT Apex, get in the bin. Stagia 260 RS. How could you get rid of that? XYR, bye. Elan S4, sorry Elaine. No, we're going to keep Elaine, actually. That was a very silly thing to say. Sorry. That's a meme, we're keeping that. That's fast, we're keeping that. We're keeping the Charger. Don't really have any interest in the CRX. Yes, love the Auto Works. Concept car. My light was being funny then, sorry. Pretzel Wagon. Yeah, it did us a good job, didn't it? R32.5, yes, yes. Legacy Wagon, yes. I think we're going to keep everything up to this point. No, I don't want the Salati. I don't care about the Salati. I just don't want stuff taking up space now. I know that it does. Is that us? Yes, it is. Right. What were we doing? We were buying the Mitsubishi Pajero, weren't we? Here it is. There's one that's like a dark blue colour there, but I want the white one. That's so cool. I wonder now, if we go back and complete the license tests, whether we will be given the prize cars. We'll leave that for another episode. We'll figure that out. We're going to take the Pajero straight to the wheel shop, though, because while I love the wheels that are on it, I need to put some of these on it. Look at them. I think we go for that, do we? Yeah, look at the Pajero. Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's ticked off the list, by the way. There you go. Right, what's next? Levin. I want to get a Levin. Toyota Levin BZR. You can buy these brand new in this game, actually. That's how old Gran Turismo 2 is. I did look at used ones, but there's no point. You may as well get a brand new one, because you can get it in what colour you want, because the used ones are always in weird colours. Here it is, nearly 19 grand. I'm going to get a black one, because that's basically the same colour mine was, metallic black. 162 horsepower, just like mine was. But mine wasn't the BZR, mine was the BZG. It was a lower spec, but it had the Toyota Racing Developments TRD rear wing on the back of it. We're going to see what we can do to this. Is there a racing modification available for this car? I know you'll probably be able to look at it, but we need to do weight reduction first. Ooh. I quite like that white and green, actually. It's not bad, but we're not going to do it because those wheels are disgusting. But again, wheels make such a huge difference to the car. That's all we're going to do. It just sort of cements the fact that when we come back to it and we think, why have we bought that? It just tells you that I care about it and that I want it to look good. We'll see what sort of wheels we can put on it from NK. I think it needs some beefy black wheels. I like white wheels on black cars, but I think this needs something beefy and black wheels. Something like that. I'm not sure. That's why you come here, I guess. Have a look. Does it suit 3 spokes? I hate the fact that it does. What do we get some gold wheels for it? BBS will have some gold wheels, though. There you are, straight off the bat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think that looks great. You might hate me and think that I'm wrong, but I think that looks great. Can you stop? I need a new ring light. This one's getting dimmer and dimmer every day. Kind of like me. Okay, what's next? That's off the list. There you go. Right there. Ooh. You'll like this. We're going back to Mitsubishi because I wanted a Mitsubishi Legnum VR4. However, if you go to Mitsubishi and look at the new cars, you can buy a Galant Super VR4. Look at that. No, not a Galant. I said Legnum. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it has enough the same power as the usual one, but yeah. A Legnum Super VR4, please, in red. Okay, that's done. I want to play with it, because otherwise I'll forget and I'll never get around to it. Let's just give it all the power in the world. Let's turbo it, or put bigger turbo on it. Go on. 292, 325, 357, 357 horsepower. 45 grand though to do that. No, we're not going to play with it yet. I know I've just gone back on myself, but we're not going to play with it yet. We're going to put wheels on it because I'm a child. We're going through menus only now, so we can go through things quickly. That looks absolutely sick. What do they look like in black? I don't know. I kind of agree. Agree? It's funny I say that, actually, because the guy's mate's called Guido, but I kind of want to... I'd stick with Luigi on this one.
Black wall tires, they blend into the pavement.
That's why I like white wheels, you know? Because look, what good does that do? Maybe some nice silver wheels will suit it. I don't know. I like them because they've got a bit of red writing on them. Yeah, that's done. So, he checks his list. Aha, Mazda. Used. Come here. Come here. Please have one in. Yes. Yes. 3. Cosmo Type E. Mazda Cosmo. Ridiculous car. Looks like some sort of American weird saloon that was built by a company that only made one car and the suspension was made out of marshmallows, but it's got a rotary in it, so it screams its off. That's bought. That's from the list. Wheel time. Or do we go for something ironic, something sort of like big and bulgy? Or what about something like that? Oh, because some of the Mazda touring cars had wheels like that on it. I want to go for something a bit weird like that. Ooh. Ooh. Why do you work so well? Do we go for them or them? Let's go for them. Right, that's that done. Next. Now, yeah, we can't get the ePSXe because you have to wait every few days for that. We can, however, buy an absolute classic. I'm going to even turn the frame limiter back on for this because of the suspense of when I go into here. No, I'm not buying an R390. Look at it. It's disgusting. The suspense is great, isn't it? The suspense. When you click it, ready? Here we go. We're here for this. The Nissan GTR LM road version. What a wagon. Look at that. There's only 300 horsepower. People seem to think that this thing was like ridiculous power, like 600, 900, but no. Just bonkers. And we're going to buy it. We're going to buy it for 500,000 credits. We have 3.1 million, now down to 2.6 million, which also means it'd be rude not to. Hello. Get ticked off that list. Let's get you ticked off that list. It was the first thing I put on the list way back when I started this game. The very first thing. And to round out the episode, we're going to go and rag its off around a circuit. I don't know where, though. Let's go to the French Nationals. Oh, there's going to be horsepower limits, isn't there? Of course there is. Let's just go into the Gran Turismo All-Stars or something, because we'll get a lot of money for doing this. We want something a bit twisty. Let's go Laguna Seca. Again, I appreciate this might be a bit of a longer episode, so sorry. But still, we've got a lot covered, and it's episode 100, man. I can't believe we're this far through this playthrough. Thank you. I don't think I'd have done it if... Well, you know, some of the videos have a handful of views, but I'm really, really pleased for those of you that have been watching it. And I think it was Lou Mixion that recently said that he was going through every single episode again. Let's just enjoy. It's got Williams Renault F1 V10 in the back of it. I don't think we're even going to win this race, but well, maybe. Look at the speed of the thing. This is a Renault Espace people carrier. Can't see past it. I'm sort of feeling like I have to go like this. Oh god, it accelerates. And it handles as well. I mean, not that it wouldn't. Like, the way that the weight is distributed by the fact it's a people carrier is just brilliant. Wow. Big send on the Celine. Oh, he's going to try and have me back. But no, we've got an F1 car underneath us. This is ridiculous. It's just as great as I expected it to be. And it handles fantastically as well. Whoa. Yeah, it's still a rear-wheel drive F1 car with nearly 800 horsepower, was it? I'm actually having to concentrate here to try and beat this Celine thingy. Oh, it's just turned in on me. Can't see it. I can't see the car I'm chasing. Something's closing in. Boy. Oh, right. Whoa, that bounce really affected us. It's great through there. It's very flat. It goes so well, this thing. Oh, I'm sorry. That would have blown up an F1 gearbox. They were made of paper back in the 90s. Well, they failed like they were. Oh, God. Pushing a bit hard there. What a save. Get down that hill. Yeah, I'm not scared of flooring it now and then getting the back end out because it is a little bit manageable. It's just so cool. And it looks so happy. Look at its little face with its big gob. Let's drop back into the pack a little bit, shall we, and do some racing because it doesn't really matter too much if we don't win this race. I want to see what it's like against some of these cars. There's cars there somewhere behind us, but we can't see them. R390 GT1, Lotus Elise GT1. Do you remember how fast that thing was, actually, in the previous episode? Special Stage Route 5, I think it was. Oh, sorry. What's the car in last? I can't tell. What is it? Oh, it's the Calibra. Sounding even better than us. What a symphony up towards the corkscrew. The grip round there is stupid in this thing. Maybe not there. Sorry. Right, watch this Elite now. We need to get ourselves one of them. It's not on the list, but look. It's so fast. I feel I'm going to run into the back of it, though. Oh, no. Sorry. Tried to get out of his way. Don't want to gain a place like that, but this race doesn't matter too much. It's just a bit of fun. All the way up to the limmy, and then really wide. That was a right mess, wasn't it? Whoa. What a save. Get off. Right, one more lap then. Let's see if we can actually win this thing. Got the GT1 and the Celine Raptor thing having a battle up front. Oh, do you remember the Celine Raptor? That was, I could only remember that from like Forza, but that was a great car. Celine actually made a good car, other than the S7. Actually, that Mustang thing was leading the race is gorgeous as well, so I take that back. I say that as if Celine never made a good car. They made a lot of very good cars. Come on, I'm pushing now, I'm working hard. The progress I've made. Oh, God. Yeah, clear progress. The progress I've made from how I drive on this game from episode 1, progress in the cars to get the first car that I put on the special list. It's gone to pot in front, the Celine's around. The progress is fantastic, innit? Spent over a year doing this playthrough now, and I still love playing it. I still maintain that we're going to complete it. You can't get 100% completion in this game. It's something like 98.3% because they took drag racing out of the game but left the cars in. We're not going to win this race, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm having a good time, and that's what matters. We've got our Renault Espace F1. We've nearly finished the list. Here's a quick recap of how it looks. And we're now 100 episodes in. Thank you everybody so much that's been watching this series so far. It will continue on. I will carry on doing it. We'll get as far to the end as we can before I tear my hair out. But as for now, thank you very much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's just been a bit of fun. I know it's not something as serious as you might have liked to see, but I wanted to just do something a bit different for episode 100. So hopefully I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day, everyone.